In life, we ask so many questions. How much is this house worth? Does this shirt make me look unattractive? Why is there so much traffic? We spend so much time asking questions about the welfare of others and ourselves. There is, though, one question that lies within all of us that we don't often ask. It is not a question that we ask others, but something within. And it is the question of the meaning of life. We constantly occupy ourselves in life, but we sometimes forget to consider ourselves as being part of life. As if I asked you what the meaning of life is, you may not know what to say. This video will take an approach as to how we can determine what the meaning of life is and what benefits such wisdom can provide for us. For further insights into our thoughts and behaviour and what this means to us, look out for my library of videos under the Mind Philosophy brand, which is part of the same channel, now rebranded to Mind Life. When we ask the question of what the meaning of life is, let us start by looking at the words in the question itself. When we narrow this down, we are left with its two most pointed words: meaning and life. So let us start with the word life. For Schopenhauer, our life forms around a special force, which he calls will. That is the fulcrum of our feelings that determines our behaviour, whether we are in fight or flight, if we are engulfed in fear or rooted in our pains or passions. There are also many who see life as a precursor to the next spiritual life, where our ethics and purpose is built. There is also the life that we experience through our senses, which combines into our waking and passive consciousness. And as put by Immanuel Kant, our senses and our minds culminate into a world of cognition. The influence of the senses, the play of the fantasy or imagination, the laws of the memory, the force of habit, of inclination. In a word, we abstract all causes from which particular cognitions arise. So as life forms its presence, for us to then discover our meaning of life, we also need to discover the other word in this phrase, which is meaning. As whatever we experience through life, it becomes irrelevant without our sense of meaning that we derive towards it. Nietzsche talks of one who creates a goal and gives the earth its meaning and its future, and creates the quality of good and evil in things. And where we find meaning, it is something that we find only within ourselves. It can be found through faith, found through our purpose, found through necessity. It's what gets us out of bed each day, and even when we don't realise it, forming meaning is not just an integral part of life, it is the essence of it. While occupying a Holocaust camp, Viktor Frankl attributed meaning as a way that contributed towards his survival. Frankl founded the practice of logotherapy, which focuses on our ability to overcome our challenges by focusing on what purpose we can derive from life, even through suffering. The word meaning in Greek is defined as logos, which is also considered a divine word. It considers meaning as being unique to the individual, where one is able to live and even suffer through their ideals from what meaning we can take from life. So we have seen that in order to determine what the meaning of life is for us, we have to look at what forms life itself, which is derived from the essence of our nature, and consciousness, and what meaning we can derive from it. Therefore, life can only be complete from the union of both, which is meaning and life. One cannot be without the other. Man questions life, and we can only answer to life by answering to his own life and how we can respond. Logos is deeper than logic. Sometimes, when we look for answers to complex questions, we often become bewildered as to where to look. As when we look for what the meaning of life is, the answer is in the question itself. It is meaning. And to know this provides us great benefit, as everything we do in life comes from our motive. It instills a sense of purpose and energy in all that we do, whether it be in our work or personal affairs. Meaning comes from the bonds that we build, how we connect with others, deriving a good deed with no other motive than to serve. With life there are upheavals, and yet when suffering is rallied with reason, we all of a sudden build a sense of resilience. As the meaning of life is not moulded in a moment, it's not singularly defined. It is something that is developed within ourselves. That in good time we will realise who we are among this vast world. As somewhere between the polarities of order and chaos, we determine what comes of existence, where what is left is how we define it.